Hey all, Farmer Dre back at it. It's another beautiful end of the day here on the farm. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash that like button if you guys know today's video. And let's get straight into it. Alrighty, so I got some exciting news for you guys. I've been thinking about the merchant stuff, and we got, some hats left over. And for the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, we're going to be running a special, the Real Farmer hats on the website, link in the description. We're going to be doing 1 for 18 or 2 for 32. A hat at regular price is $25. So, I mean, if you guys are getting ready to, send out some Christmas gifts and whatnot, or even for New Year's, we should have thought about this a while back. But we're still doing it now. 2 days, Thursday and Friday of this week. By the end of this week, you guys can check out realfarmerdre.com, link in description. Like I said, 1 for 18 and 2 for 32, link in description. Alrighty, so it's been a really cold day here on the farm. I'm standing in the high tunnel because it's a little warmer in here. But Moses and I and Valor, we got done. We got done with all the trusses on the tunnel. Those are all complete. We didn't start beating in any of the posts yet on the tractor just because, early on it was just Moses and I working, and we got the entire trusses done. So there's 17 full trusses completely finished. We got that done on the tunnel. But today I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about why I started my YouTube channel and what was the whole point behind that. I did mention some of it in my, why I became a fruit farmer video, but today I'm going to make a complete video on why I started my YouTube channel. Alrighty, so going way back to spring, or it was mainly fall of 2018, spring of 2019, because my first videos on YouTube, I believe, are some tomato videos from 2018, but I posted them in early spring of 2019. So the first videos, or I started posting consistently on YouTube, I believe it was sometime in February of 2019. So here pretty soon, in another month or so, it'll be 2 years since I've been on YouTube. So it's been quite the time. I mean, I've had quite the experience, had a lot of fun doing it. But now, since you guys are starting to know a little more about us and the farm and whatnot, I want to go ahead and share this experience with you guys in the story. So it was, what was I? In spring of 2019, I was a junior in college. No, yeah. It was the second semester of my junior year in college, I believe, because I graduated in 2020. So fall of 19 and spring of 20 was my senior year. So I was a junior in college. And at that time, like I mentioned, it was, I was really enjoying school. It was going well. I was learning so much, and I had all the hands-on and farm experience. I would come home from school and I would learn at home. And it was just a good combination of both, learning the experience in the field and learning in the classroom. So then at that time point, my advisors approached me because, they scout the entire university or the entire College of Agriculture, and like, what students do we want to be in our graduate program? So then they started talking to them, and, I'm still really close with my, good close friends with my professors. And, we still get to keep in contact with them, and, we still talk on a weekly or monthly basis. So I'm still really good friends with them. So, they came up to me like, hey, Andre, what do you think about doing a master's program? So I was like, I don't know. I enjoy the schoolwork, but, it wasn't really for me. I'd much rather, I got more excited about coming home and working on the farm hands-on and getting dirty in the soil and doing all the hands-on experience other than the classroom stuff. But being a farmer and not knowing everything about the production, I really enjoy the education side of it as well. I really enjoy learning stuff, and as you guys know from my videos, till this day I love learning and love talking to other farmers and from their experiences. So that's the mindset I had, is continue learning. And like I tell myself, the day I stop learning is the day I die. So that's always going to be part of who I am. As I was going to school every day, still thinking about what should I do with my life. Am I going to go ahead and pursue that master's degree? Am I going to go ahead and continue farming full time? What was my idea? What was my plan behind that? So then the idea of YouTube popped in my head. I was like, well, what am I going to do with that? I'm just thinking back and forth. And at the time, Radu, my older brother, and Adrian, we all got into this whole entrepreneur mindset and just listening to other entrepreneurs online and online business and whatnot. And then that really sparked an idea in my head. It's like, hey, I could still teach without getting that master's degree, without spending another 2 years in school. And because I enjoy learning and teaching others about what we're doing here on the farm, about what we're doing out here as an agricultural enterprise in general. So I was like, man, what can I do that I don't have to get that 2 years of education, because I'd rather spend the time on the farm full time. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and start my YouTube channel. So if you guys scroll back to my earliest videos, those are some pretty terrible stuff. But I left them on there. I haven't deleted any videos. I probably should, because I'm kind of embarrassed about them. But if you guys have the time, go ahead and check them out. They're pretty hilarious. Of our first year of tomatoes out of the high tunnel there. Anyways, back to the story. Yeah, so I was like, what am I gonna do? So then, as I was uploading more and more videos and seeing that I could reach to a different audience that the university was reaching out to, because I get to reach out to you guys, and you guys are actual consumers. You guys consume our products. Whenever you're teaching at a university level, you're only teaching the kids, or not kids, they're not kids anymore. They're the young adults about agriculture, and those young adults in college, they have an interest in agriculture. They're already there to learn and to experience agriculture. And with already uploading on YouTube, I was like, man, I really enjoy teaching the home gardener, the consumer, about this. So then after, by the time my senior year of college pulled around, I uploaded on YouTube a full summer, and I hit my 1,000 subscriber mark. I started growing and growing and growing. I believe it took me a whole year to reach, 8 months to reach 1,000 subscribers. So it was quite the hustle, quite the upload. And at the time, I was just trying to get enough subscribers to start monetizing, because once you start monetizing, there's a motive to start uploading more, and to create more content. A lot of creators, they get started, and then whenever they see how hard it is, or all the time and energy spent into editing videos, filming videos, they give up after a while, just because it takes such a long time to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. So for me, I was just doing it because I enjoyed it, and I knew one day I was going to be able to monetize. I had that long-term vision, that long-term plan, that one day I'm going to, it's going to start, bringing me money. It's going to start being successful. I was like, you know what? I could upload for, just for fun for a couple months here, which it took me 8 months to do that. But, I did it anyway. So that first year, of uploading of YouTube passed by. And in that same fall of 2019, we planted our first strawberry crop. And then after planting that first strawberry crop, I just completely forgot. I mean, the idea of getting my master's degrees just completely vanished out of my head. I didn't even care anymore. I wanted to focus full-time on the farm and full-time on YouTube, and just doing it that way. And ever since then, we've went ahead in spring of 19, we planted our first blackberry crop. It was, that acre and a half there on Val's property. Then we planted blueberries this past spring. We planted 2.5 acres of strawberries. So ever since then, I focused my full-time energy on the farm. And then, of course, I graduated college this past spring. And ever since then, the farm in general has just blown up and exploded in production. So this next spring, we're actually planting another 1,800 apple trees. So 1,800 apple trees on that high-density system. So we got a really busy schedule in front of us. Of course, we got the high tunnel going up. So it's things are flying by at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But, hey, we're going to get it done. We're going to power through it. And, of course, I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. But that was the whole idea and the goal behind this whole YouTube thing, because now I tell other farmers about, it's a good way to connect with your customers, a good way to educate, a good way to reach out to the consumer and tell them, hey, we're farmers out here, we're living on this soil. So some of the misconceptions about what we're doing out here is that we're just trying to kill the environment and kill the world. I'm like, no, if we do something to harm the soil or to harm our environment, we're going to be the first ones to feel it, because we're out here working. So, I'm not going to do anything that's harmful to the environment, harmful to the soils, just because I'm here to stay. I mean, I plan on dying here. I plan that my, Lord willing, everything, goes right in my life. I plan on my kids, I raise my kids on this farm. So I'm here to stay, and we're trying to be as sustainable and as regenerative as possible on the farm. And, I start saying that whenever farm tours come around. And, people always ask me, hey, are you guys organic? I'm like, no, why would you say that? Well, you use these terms like sustainable and regenerative. I was like, so then I get into that educational mode. I'm like, boom, here's an opportunity to teach the consumer and to educate them on what we're doing out here. So that was the whole idea and the big, behind my YouTube channel here. And, of course, you got to have fun at it. Because if it becomes a burden, just forget it. But every day, just have fun. And I know here lately I've been kind of lacking on the whole educational side, because we've been so busy working, and this whole reaching 10K by the end of the year, we'll see. I mean, to be honest, in the bottom of my heart, I really don't care about the subscribers, but there's a certain part of me that, oh yeah, I would love 1 million subscribers. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. As long as I'm happy and enjoy doing it, that's all that matters. Like I said, if it becomes a burden, there's no point of doing anything, even in life in general. If you don't like anything, if you don't, you know what I mean, if you don't like going to work, you better find something that, you know, that can pay the bills, that it's a little easier to do, because if it becomes something that you hate doing, then what's the point of even doing it? Same thing with my YouTube channel. So that's kind of the backstory of how I started my channel, and you know, that now I'm just focusing full-time on the farm. You know, I got my degree, and the funny thing is, you know, one of my advisor in college, he actually grows strawberries as well. And you know, we've been chatting back and forth on that, and he was actually out here picking up the road covers because we picked them up from the same supplier. And I asked him about my diploma, because this whole COVID thing going on, you know, the university hasn't had the time, or I don't know what's going on. Technically I haven't got my diploma yet. It's in the mail. I talked to him and it's coming, but you know, I was talking to him and he's like, well, how do you feel, you know, without the diploma? Has it made you more money if you have a diploma? I was like, honestly, technically it has. I've been spending all my energy and time here on the farm. But then again, it really hasn't increased my annual salary by much, just because I have that diploma, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm still farming, I'm out here. So, you know, that's the biggest thing that, you know, even on my channel that I preach is, I tell people, if you do what you love, you never work. And that's the biggest thing, just because, you know, at the end of the day, you could be making $1 million a year, but if you hate waking up, if you dread going to sleep, knowing that you got to wake up in the morning and go to work, what's the point of doing that? So you got to remember, you got to enjoy it to do it. But like I said, you know, that's kind of some of my back history or backstory. It's not really my history, because I'm not that old anyway. I'm only 23 years old now. So, you know, I've been blessed with the opportunity to, you know, work with other, you know, with the extension agents, and then work with the NRCS, and like all these tunnels are getting, we're super blessed that, you know, we're able to apply for these programs. Another thing I want to mention about the whole YouTube thing is, you know, I've been reaching out to the consumer and you guys as well. And another thing that, you know, kind of is shocking to other farmers and other, you know, the extension guys, is how many people I can reach on just a small platform like that. And then it's starting to reach a lot of traction in our local area. So like this past week or last week, you know, the guys from Lincoln University were out here. We were doing some trap crop. No, we did trap cropping this past summer. We're doing some IPM stuff in the high tunnel. And, you know, this next year, the North American Raspberry and Blackberry Association reached out to me, and one of their advisors, or one of their people on the committee, you know, saw some of my YouTube videos about the blackberry. So they've asked me to be their star farmer and talk about the RCA trellis on the blackberries and stuff like that. So it's not just reaching out, you know, to the consumer stuff. Other people, other specialists from around the area are starting to realize that, hey, this guy's young, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about, because he's teaching the consumer. So why don't we start using him at our conferences and at workshops and stuff? So that's been another big blessing about the YouTube channels. I've been able to reach other consumers, other farmers, and educate them on our growing systems and how we do stuff in our area. So the biggest thing is, you know, you got to put yourself out there to be noticed. And of course, and like I said, first of all, you got to enjoy it. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then don't do it. But if you do feel comfortable, you know, putting yourself out there and, you know, showing people what you're doing and what you're growing and how everything works like that, go ahead and do it, because I guarantee you, you won't regret it. So that's one of the biggest things about what I've experienced on my channel, is I've been called to workshops, you know, conferences, and, you know, if this whole COVID thing wasn't around, I'd have been flown out to, I think it's in California this year. So I'd have been flown out to California to speak about, you know, our operation, what we're doing out here in the Midwest. But, you know, everything's online nowadays, so it makes my life a lot easier, because I can stay on the farm. But I wish I had the opportunity to be able to do that. And hopefully in the future, all this stuff clears up, and then we won't have to worry about this stuff. But anyways, alrighty, y'all. So this is going to be pretty much it for today. Like I've said, some backstory, some history of, not history, I keep saying history, but some of my backstory. I've been uploading to YouTube for, you know, less than 2 years now. So, like I said, in February, it'll be 2 years since I've been on YouTube, so it hasn't been too long. But, you know, this is going to be pretty much it for today. Like I mentioned, Real Farmer hats, link in description. Get them all you can. Thursday and Friday of this week, get them all you can. Link in description, realfarmerdre.com. And I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. You guys have a good day, and we will see you next time.